Well, here we go, ladies and gents. It's your boy, Peanut. Here. Brand new bank holiday. So for 3 exciting days, you get me, Professor Gascan. And yeah, like, I'm not just stripping, it's hot. It got to a wild 26 degrees. Which is so hot. That's so hot. That I've opened every single window. But I hope everyone is having a super duper time. Let's have a look. I don't think there is any new videos, I'm afraid. This could be really funny.
Don't you just hate it when you've got
It says My War with Bonnie Blue and Porn. This only came out like 3 or 4 months ago.
Pensions floating around and zero clue what's going on with any of them? Yup. This was me. Guilty.
The children that are, because I think that's my biggest concern. I think it was like 1 in 3 boys before they turn the age of 12 access hardcore pornography. So I feel like this whole push of, porn can be empowering, and who am I to speak out against it? I mean, my personal belief that porn is empowering. It's
Sorry. Oh no!
It's not real empowerment. I feel like.
What do you mean?
It's a replacement for what real female empowerment should actually be. I feel like.
Okay, there shouldn't be female empowerment. That's what's destroying society. We've let you guys have the ability to do like whatever. I mean, oh my god! I was like, I think it really does. It does actually really fuck me up. How like, I suppose right wing I am. I'd probably be considered extremely far right wing because there was this guy I listened to. I did it. Like I did that video where it was like this guy called Kiko Man or something like that. He's quite young. I think he's like in his 20s, early 20s, but my God, I just could not fathom how like left he is. He did a video today about Tectone, and I have to say, like, I'll be completely honest with you, like I hate to say it, but I was on Tectone's side. He was like listening to like these he was listening to like a Tectone watch this guy. I notice I don't follow anyone, but like he's called Goth Daddy. He just sort of like he's got balls because it takes balls to actually like do what he does. Because like obviously it's so easy for people just to be like, ah, he looks like a faggot, but it's like he doesn't care. He's probably so used to it. It's like Dancing with Wolves, a ghost story was the same thing. He was like he was just so used to it, but who cares? Like it's just it's much more like hardcore if you actually just do it. You can just still you just don't care. Um, and he was talking about a story about how it was like an African dude. I don't really want to say dude because that just feels like I'm giving him too much. An African immigrant who was in Ireland for some reason. And he tried to stab a baby with like a bottle, sorry, with a can, and he got like arrested for it. And it was just really apparent that he's just too retarded to just don't understand what's going on. And for some reason, like that Kikuman dude, he was just like doing the classic like leftist like argument where they just like obfuscate everything. It's just like, oh. Is that exactly what happened? It says here he actually didn't kill the baby kill the baby. I was like, dude, who cares? Who give a fuck at all? Like, who cares? If some fucking black dude tries to make a go at my like baby, I don't give a fuck. Like, why are you like trying to like soften this? Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. Why are you trying to like? He was like reading it. It's probably comes from, he was probably like reading it for the BBC as well. It's just even more hilarious because he's just so, it just shows like his lack. He probably doesn't use X because he's probably like again. This is just I was the same. I'm not even like annoyed almost because I was the same. I only started to become like really like right when like I got into my 30s. It's really fucked. It's just this is just why you can see the dad is such a pivotal role and why they're trying to remove the dad figures from like people's families so much because they know like the dad who will be normally like in his 30s is going to be the like more red pilled person who's going to probably like tell their kids the truth about the world and the mum's like the sort of the mum's like the one who sees the good in everything. The problem is that if you just have mum, then you just live this like fancy life where you think everyone loves you. You think that it's like how I felt. You think when you see like brown and like Indian people and like Pakistanis or black people in England, you think that they're going to like look up to you in some sort of way because like like everything they're doing has been made by us and pioneered by us, but it's not. You very quickly realize that's not the case at all. You've been told to like hold your hand out, just like treat everyone equally. They don't treat you equally. They will like lie and like smile at you and like because that's like them being just using you to be gullible. But they will all like back up each other and they'll just like deliberately like make it so you don't progress in the company and stuff. Seriously, like when I was in London, the amount of racism I think now I've come to terms with it. It's just racism. No one will believe me, but it is just racism. Can you imagine trying to be honestly? There probably will be like a period when like people like me, they'll be like, "Oh my God, you were a white man who was in corporate back in 2014 to like 2018." I'd be, like, "Yeah, it was." I was like, "Oh, how was it?" Fucking horrible. And it's like, who's your boss? It was like, I started off being a Pakistani woman. It's like, oh my God, do they know more? It was absolutely horrible. Like anything, now that I think about it, because I was so like goy lauded and just believing that there's no way like a Pakistani woman could be like racist to me. But now I look at it, so it's obviously she was just being racist to me. Because like I've got the evidence to back up how good I was and how like many cases are closed. And if you're gonna say like, oh, it's based on reviews and shit. No, I used to get like considering how much quantity I did, I still got like really quite good at like average reviews, probably like a 7, 8, a 9. But honestly, if you saw the volume I was doing, you would understand. You know what I mean? It's like if it, that'd be like to give you equivalent, it'd be like if you got served at McDonald's, a 10 out of 10 would just be like maybe it's like the guy's first day working at McDonald's. He's like really, really like chipper. And he's just like and he thinks he's under that illusion that he thinks that if he does this, he'll get like hired. Like the this is like what they always do. This is the trick they do. People who start work, they think that if they just like grovel enough at their like bottom job, eventually they'll just get noticed. They'll be able to become like the CEO of McDonald's. It's not how that's all how it works. The CEO is probably like picked through all the shareholders, and they normally just like recycle like the same kind of people at the top who just like jump from different company to company. Very, very rarely, maybe you'll get like that, but in general, you're not. Um, yeah, and he was just basically like and then he brought up the fucking stupidest example to bring up. It was really bad optics. I was like close to potentially just unsubscribing from it because I just think like our politics are too. But I thought no, I'll just gonna I'm interested because he's I don't know his age, but I'm gonna assume this dude's like fresh out of uni, so he's like really liberal because I just think he has an experience because he was like murders aren't that common in the UK. There's like 60 murders or something that happen a year in the UK. But this is the stupid logic that he's using. He's not taking into account like manslaughter because that can sometimes be a lot what it's actually then turned into. Sexual assault, just grievous body harm, burglaries, knife crime, drugs. He's not. Murder's a very specific crime. It's like because what I'm trying to say to you is that yeah. So for example, murder isn't the same as a terrorist attack. So for example, when the Stockport attacks happened and those like three was it three little girls got killed by Axel Rabano, whatever his name is. That isn't murder. I don't think that would go under murder. That would be a terrorist attack, a terrorist incident. And that's what I'm saying to you is that he's still because he's young, he's still not got like that critical thinking. I don't want to be harsh on him because he's like white, and it's just I think it's just the arrogance of when you're young and you just think you know everything. But it just made him look really stupid because he brought up this story about in Southampton, which is very close to me, about this dude who got like stabbed by a Sikh. And basically, what happened was the story that I've accepted is that um, he was from Essex originally, and he was just in Southampton to visit. And the perpetrator was an Indian guy, and he's a Sikh. And because he's Sikh, there is like a religious loophole, and that stipulates. So he didn't, and this Kukerman dude did not bring this up as well. But this is why the problem states. And again, he didn't bring this up. So, but I'm just going to say, I'm explaining everything to you. So, because he's a Sikh, he is allowed to carry a ceremonial dagger, which is like 6 to 8 inches long, and that is plenty long enough to like kill someone fatally, on him at all times. And they use that for some ceremony, something, whatever. But that white Essex guy, he is not allowed to carry any weapons in any way at all. So he cannot carry knives, pepper spray, guns, anything like that. He's not allowed to carry that. But he's doing that because that's following the law. right? So I think what the story is like it just happens. Obviously, like especially when you're just drinking or whatever, and tensions are a bit high. But I assume that they were just walking down the street, and he's probably drunk. Not the Indian guy, but probably the Essex guy. I'm not. I don't think that the Indian guy was on any. I'm not. I'm not even referring he was on any substances, but because they normally they don't. But I'm just saying they still can harbor like just a resentment and hate. Because they are the fact that he even killed him was just. Oh, so yeah. Anyway, and I think they like he was walking down the road and sometimes when like you walk down the road and there's like someone coming to you on the other side, it's obviously someone has to concede and give the right up. And I think what happened is both of these guys were obviously like they were like sizing each other up because tensions are very high at the moment. And then as they approached each other, none of them decided to like give way, so they ended up like shoulder barging each other. And then I think the Essex guy said something like, "Watch what you're doing" or something like that. And then the Indian guy said something like, "What did you say?" or something. And then the Essex guy, I think he said something on the lines of like, "Oh, you gotta be careful because I'm from Essex and we deal with things a bit different up there." So it basically the whole thing is just there was just obviously an altercation because I have said this before to my dad is that I just let these things go because I'm aware of that's probably what's going to end up happening. Because I feel like there have been situations before where I've done something like that, but I've just conceded and I've just said, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shoulder barge you. And my philosophy is just because I am aware that just it's easier to sometimes take the L because of obviously what not necessarily even this bad, but just even just you don't really want to get in a fist fight, really. Like, I mean, you don't want to go back to work and you've got a fucking black eye. Like, what happened? It's like, oh, I just got gobby with some dude on there. You know what I mean? You don't really want to do that. So trying to not get in a fight is the best thing. Because also you also don't want to get in a fight and really because you might accidentally do something too bad. You might just like punch some dude, and because again they're both drunk. Even if you just punch him, he might just be like on the brink of like collapsing, and you just smack him, and then he like passes out, and then as he falls, he like smacks the back of his head on just like a curb or something, or on the concrete, and that's it. He's paralyzed, and you're gonna get in trouble for that. So you see what I mean? It's not worth it. It's just not worth you doing it. You might as well not fight. You just don't want to bother. There's no point for you. All right.
Even with things like OnlyFans, that kind of got rebranded as empowering because you're making your own money, and I just think I think it's all something that people say when they don't really understand what goes on in the industry, and they don't even look at what women are saying when they come out of the industry and how they have bad opinions on the
Dude,
time
just
that they
booed
spend
me
in
up
the
there.
industry.
I think it's cope.
Yeah, I think it's cope. That's ultimately. I think it's. And look, I when I was younger, when I was 18, 19, I kind of I didn't mind the idea of OnlyFans as much. I probably would even say I did fall into the kind of ideology that actually this is quite. I hate to say it, but it's more empowering than the porn industry because of.
See what I mean? This is just the thing. Can I just say about like women is this? It's just I've met so many women like this. They just think everything's so serious. They just take things too seriously. And it's like you're just talking to them, and you just think, like, come on, this is just so shit. We don't need to talk with this. It's just that we're talking because like I'm not gonna give her the time of day anyway. Because like no offense, but like I know I'm like shirtless at the moment. But again, I've explained this. I'm just playing like as the guy in the game. Um, she just doesn't. She's not worth it. She's not. I don't know. Like, women have obviously. I just don't know. Like again, she's a woman. A guy in a suit, yeah, I'll probably give him a bit of respect. It's just Katie just dressed like this. Like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? When's dinner, Katie? Like, what is she gonna actually have? None of the things that she ever says is just. Uh, it's just never funny.
Quite. I hate to say it, but it's more empowering than the porn industry, because obviously when you think of going into the industry, you're getting paid for one-off shoots. It's probably
Shoots.
some disgusting man behind the camera.
Yeah, Jewish.
Making all the money. And
Jewish.
then, yeah, it's sort of like pretty much, yeah. So I think when it comes to OnlyFans, I was even in the mindset of, well,
Like, I drank Katie, bang this broccoli, dude. I mean, I gotta give this game credit. This came out in '89, so this would have probably been like one of the like OG games that came out. So I'm intrigued to actually see what's 2 and 3 will be like. Because like I don't mind the format. It's like it's just Streets of Rage basically, isn't it? Bit fantasy. I prefer Streets of Rage, but this is okay. I just thought because it's got 3 versions of it, because I had played the first one. So you just can't hit. I love he looks like what was his face? That black guy with the mustache. Oh good. Was this just a fucking gauntlet? Bloody hell. Go kill him on Zuma. Look, this fucking ganky, dude. You little fuck, the skeleton's a cunt. Mental. Oh, come off it. Fucked his ass. Fucked his ass. I love that we thumped him on there, the little fuck. What is happening here? Who's the guy that classed that guy? I really need to go for a piss. I love cock. Look at the guy's face.
You know, they're making their own money, and if they're enjoying it, but you know, with the average OnlyFans woman is making like $150 a month.
He's
So
jealous.
I can't really even get behind OnlyFans anymore. It's not something that I deem to be empowering. As much as people like to say that, as you described, I do just think it is cope, to be honest.
Well, did the veil fall from in front of your eyes with OnlyFans purely because of the poor amount of money being earned, or are there other reasons as well why you would no longer say
good
that
question.
OnlyFans is empowering?
I feel
This guy's asking great questions. Oh, this is bullshit. Don't you fucking let us go to have his way. Yeah, just fucking boot that guy on the arse. Oh. Ooh. Whoa! Whoa! That's fine. Ah! Whoa! Jumping in the game, we just said shocking. Boom, 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 all over. Ah! My ballbag elves. Fuck these elves. Ah! Oh, you little bastard. Giant bastard. Giant bastard. Giant bastard. Oh my god, the big lords.
Like in my videos, I've always been very blunt, and I often describe it as like how, excuse my language, but how can it be, you know, empowering just to be showing everything, is all I'll say, on camera. And I think when I say that, people think I'm a purist or I'm against sex, which is genuinely ridiculous. I think to be anti-porn, you are probably more likely to be pro-sex, because the porn industry isn't sex, it's...
Wages £20.
Easy,
Get
easy.
100 free spins.
With the IK plan, get 2 pairs for £5.70 a month, including 20% off and an advanced eye test. Vision Express. Step out with confidence.
It's acting, it's fake. So when people say, oh, you know, you're against OnlyFans, you're against porn, like you must be a prude and you must be, you know, a purist, or... I think a lot of people think that I'm right-wing for my views on porn, which is obviously not true. But yeah.
I find it interesting that you can be viewed as a prude for simply rejecting people using OnlyFans or porn, when there are so many great arguments against it, even as a left-winger, and it seems quite contradictory at times, where people who label themselves, who are self-described left-wing progressives that care about the empowerment of women, are then handing over the freedom that women have rightly earned the last century to these pimps at the top of the industry, and ultimately the objectification of being viewed as sexual objects and nothing more by the guys that are jerking off to them online, right? It seems like there's this horseshoe where we make progress and then people kind of revert back to viewing women as sexual objects, but somehow through the lens of empowerment. Does that land with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is very strange, because I always get confused when people disagree with me, to be honest.
Don't we all?
Purely because my main concern is the safety and the mental sanity of children. I mean, when I was growing up, my parents were great, right? But they weren't ready for, I think, technology. They didn't understand, you know, what's online. And I think when people get defensive about my views or they disagree with me, they come from a stance of not understanding that I have consumed pornography in my lifetime. Like, I accessed it when I was around 13, and I consumed it for quite a big...
Kate loves that. She's a victim to porn. She'll champion that, and she has championed it. Look, that's what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. This is why, like, Kate's just like perfect example. It's just like, woman goes to uni, goes to rape camp, gets raped, and then she just spends her whole life talking about how much she hates men and porn. It's just like, tell us all the time. What great use of our time. What brilliant use. Isn't it just lovely to know I've got a fawn on my side? It's just Katie. It's just going to now be on my... Anytime someone of my ilk does anything, she's going to be there. How good, though? But if any black or Indian people do it, well, she's not going to say anything, because that'd be racist. Such a fucking idiot. You see what I mean, Kate? Like, look, you could be like that guy with the axe. He looks a bit like Magneto. No. What is that guy? The guy Ultra. The guy who eats the planets. What's his face? I generally Galactus. Yeah, Galactus. You could be Galactus's like henchman. I said you're not good enough to be my wife. It's just like, okay, hang on. Let me think. Just give me a second.
For quite a big chunk of my life. So I think a lot of people think like, oh, you just never watched it, you just don't like it, it's not your cup of tea, whereas that's not the case. In fact, I think it's interesting when people say to me, you only hate it because of your own experiences, or you only hate it because your first boyfriend was addicted, which to me doesn't make any sense, because these were kind of catalysts for me looking into actually why is porn so bad, why is the industry, you know, so evil, and what are the effects of the industry having, you know, what's it doing to our society. So when people use that as kind of a rebuttal, I find it quite strange, because it's always like, well, yes, I mean, these events did change the way I viewed something. I feel like that's how opinions and kind of beliefs are shaped.
My first age of exposure to porn, I don't know what it would have been. I was like early year 6 in primary school or junior school here in the UK, so that must have been at most 10 or 11, maybe even like 9 or 10, which is pretty wild to look back on. It feels weird to say that on camera. But I remember the thing that got me exposed to porn was watching people like the Sidemen and KSI on YouTube making these jokes about porn and about the rape face or whatever it was, and that sort of seeming like it's the normal grown-up thing to do. Like, the progression of adolescence is maturing to the point where you're ready to watch porn. That's kind of what it seemed like to me. So I followed that and I tried to get in early because I wanted to understand these in-jokes, and I wanted to be able to relate to these jokes about someone being stuck in a washing machine or whatever, you know? Like, especially I think as a young guy watching big YouTubers, you want to be in with this parasol.
I mean, I can't hate this dude. He seems very well spoken. He's like very eloquent. And also, can I just say, I think the thing that's interesting about this is the fact that, like, I think porn is bigger. I know, and this is probably what will get me in a lot of trouble to say, but porn, I think, probably does impact like guys like this dude more than anyone. I'm gonna explain to you. You're gonna be like, no, but it's clearly the women who are the most impacted, but it's not. You know, like how sometimes you get like these fucking stupid women who they ask them, they'll be like, "Oh, who's the biggest victim of like war?" And they'll say like the women, and it's like, no, of course. And they'll be like, why? What's your reasoning behind that? And they'll be like, oh, because the dudes die, and then like the people left after, they're like the widows, so they've got to like grieve after like that. It's like, what kind of logic is that? Guy's dead. You might get over it over like you'll probably get over it in like 5 years, 10 years. The dude's dead forever. See what I'm saying? But anyway, porn is almost a bit like that because what it's doing, and there's one religion that does push it, and Kay won't talk about this because this is what I'm talking to you about. Kay's not like high enough level. This is what I'm telling you. Like, if you drink the lava lamp, Kay, like I'm telling you, you're not gonna be able to be like. You're not gonna be like my like right hand man or my left hand man. It will be man. But you can be like one of my you know like you know like again when you watch One Piece, I haven't read it in ages, but like when I was reading it, because I think I'm like Blackbeard, like I'm not doing things in the most conventional sense, but I get results. So he just has like these 12 Titanic captains. That's what they refer to as. You could be one of them. You'll be like one of like the like lackeys. You'll still be like someone. If you defect to me now, and this is what I'm telling you, you need to show me that you're willing to lose what you preciously worth, and I can then change everything. You won't do it. You're not going to do it. It's too easy for you to get on your shekels, isn't it? Everything's all fine, isn't it? Don't need to worry about anything. You do that, everything will work out. Because you've got some good ideas. I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, but only because you're young. You have the right idea. But I just think you need a teacher, that's basically it. A real teacher. You're being told, you're being led by false prophets. That's probably what. I mean, okay. Why can't I just hit him? Oh, Jesus. So I mean, they gank you immediately. These are the games that like caused me to have like anxiety. By the way, the AI was like really fucking hard. I mean, like, it is. And rightfully so, right? It's supposed to be off. But do you see what I'm saying to you? Like, I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have time powers. Oh my god, I don't even have any magic. I love that. Just fucking booted it. Do not get hit by this. Okay, well. Oh my goodness. That's no point.